Now, I know yesterday, some of you guys were not yesterday, the day before yesterday on my live, you guys had posted some questions and I wasn't able to see everybody's questions. Unfortunately, the system doesn't allow me to see everything right away. So I wasn't able to see it. And I know I said that today I was going to go ahead and target some of those questions. But today I really want to focus on love because it's Valentine's Day. So don't mind me. I will get to your questions that you posted yesterday. I just want to move on, you know what I mean? And move on and let's talk about manifesting love. Let's talk about finding the right person, because sometimes finding the right person might appear that it's not easy, but the thing is that it only seems difficult because of all of the programs that we've been told about finding love. So there's a lot of beliefs that we have when it comes to finding love. We have that it's hard to find love. There's no such thing as real love anymore. We have that all men are dogs. We have women only want one thing. We have women only good for one thing, or men are only good for one thing. It's just all of these different beliefs and stories around love that actually blocks our heart from being open to receiving the love that we deserve. So everybody deserves true love. Everybody deserves their own love. You shouldn't be sharing mates and all of that other stuff because there's enough people on the planet for you to have your own love and for the other person to have their own love. And that's really just the bottom line to that. So how you guys feel about that? Do y'all agree with me on that? You understand where I'm coming from on that, right? Yes, thank you, Tim, for understanding that. He says, indeed, that's what I'm talking about. Right. But that's what I need, is people who want to be real about it. It's no need for us to be fake about it and trying to act like it's something that is not. But at the end of the day, you know what? Love is love. Just like Mr. Strickland said, love is love. But love is a choice. You know what I mean? Like we have a choice to choose animosity, or we also have a choice to choose love. But we decide what we want to feel and how we get there. And I'm going to break that down for you guys tonight on the 5 practical ways to manifest love. So if you want to manifest incredible things in a relationship, then you have to take the same steps that I just stated when I said that you have to consistently believe that you are calling that one into your life. You have to get past the lies and get past the programs that have told us all the reasons why we can't have love. Every time you get into a relationship with somebody, there is a journey. There is a reason that you're with that person, and there is a lesson to be learned. Not everybody that you fall in love with, you will stay in love with. Not everybody that you think is the one will always be the one. And a lot of times what ends up happening is that person comes into your life to teach you some lessons. And sometimes it might be a hard rock to swallow, but sometimes in relationships, it's like, you ever think about like a relationship that you were in prior, and then you get into a new relationship, but you don't make the same mistakes that you made in the old relationship in the new relationship because you learned from the old relationship. But had the old relationship not taken place, then you wouldn't know how to honor and respect yourself in the new relationship. You understand what I'm saying? Or how to honor and respect that woman in the what it's about. So one thing we do have to understand is attachment, so and you just have to recognize that relationships are wonderful, especially if some of them last forever, some of them last a lifetime, some of them last 6 months, some of them last 6 years. But it's all about the journey. It's all about experiencing what it is to be in love or to feel love or to experience love with that particular person. And, when the contract has ended, as Dr. Soroya would say, things begin to happen and it shifts. It shifts, and that's okay. Try to get love that's going to last you forever. So if you want to manifest an incredible relationship, as I stated, then you really just have to take the same steps of knowing what it is that you want, consistently focusing on what it is that you want. And no matter, the more that you focus on what it is that you want and you align yourself up with what it is that you want, then the right person will come in for you. So the same thing manifests when you're consistently thinking that there isn't love out there. You end up attracting women, or you end up attracting men who are just not on the same page as you. And you're wondering, like, why is this relationship? Because maybe in the beginning, it seems like they were the perfect one. It seems like they were a perfect fit. In just a short matter of time, you start to notice behaviors and things that they do that just irk the heck out of you. And you're like, what happened? And that's mainly because originally you never really cleared yourself to actually be able to receive a love that's really for you. So it's like, because it's all right to care about the person. You care and claim it's all beautiful flowers, honeysuckles, and cake and all of that. It's real sweet. But then the more you get to know somebody, that's when things begin to shift. So if you're not right within yourself and you're not fully in love with you, you're going to end up attracting somebody that's not completely aligned with themselves, that's not fully in love with themselves. So they won't really know how to love you the way that you deserve to be loved. They won't really know how. Hey, Melinda. Oh, hey, Zulu. Hey, Little Minnie. Hey, Gal. I love you guys. So you won't really know how to be, you won't really be able to attract the person that you want to come into your life because you're not right with yourself. And if you're still holding on to past relationships and then you're expecting a new person to show up in your life, and you haven't totally let go of the past, it's just a matter of time before that person starts to reflect some of the same behaviors or start to trigger some memories in you that are aligned to the ex. And it's just a matter of time before that relationship goes downhill. And it's mainly because you haven't done away with what used to be, and you're not focusing on what in the present. So you got to let go of what was, or you're just going to end up attracting a duplicate mate with a different face. That's it. That's all it's going to be. So let's hop into this. So here's a few practical ways to start creating an amazing relationship from the inside out. So by making some small adjustments in your internal process, this is how you're destined to make big shifts in your experience when it comes to love. So step number 1, you're going to claim what you want. That's right. Claim what you want. Whether it's a beautiful young lady who's smart, intelligent, sexy, all about her business, she is fabulous, whatever traits and qualities that you want in this woman, you have to start seeing yourself with a woman that has the criteria that you say you desire. So whether you want her to have a beautiful smile, whether you want him to be light-skinned, tall, handsome, athletic, maybe you want him. I could tell you what happened in my manifestation. In my manifestation, for whatever reason, I wanted to attract somebody who was into martial arts, mainly because like I was a boxer at the time, but not really like really like a fighter. Yes, that's right. Ron says the energy that you let off is the energy that you receive. Yeah, that's very true. So when I I was specific with what I wanted, but sometimes I realize now I wasn't as specific as I should have been. But I was specific in some things, and I did get what it was that I was specific about. So I wanted someone with a great personality. I wanted someone who loved me like beyond the moon and the stars. I wanted someone that would be totally faithful to me and not interested in any other women or concerned with any other things that would distract him from the love that we have with each other. I wanted someone that was a martial artist. I wanted someone who knew God, but I also wanted someone who was spiritually aligned because I'm really into the whole meditation and inner peace and just tapping into my highest self and things like that or whatever. So I did attract a mate that had most of the qualities that I said. Most of the qualities that I said. And so, of course, if you attract somebody with most of the qualities, you can kind of share with them some little things that you would like to see different. And then, it's not to say that the person would change, but the person will be open to at least try to do some of the things that you like or you prefer as well, rather than being judgmental because it's not something that they're familiar with, So that's what you got to do. You really have to be specific in what it is that you're saying that you want. So people who accomplish great goals, they're fierce. And you got to come that same way when it comes to love. Be fierce. What do you want in that man? Do you want him to be educated? Do you want that woman to have a college degree? Do you want her to be an entrepreneur? Like, what do you want? And when you set your sight on something and you move toward it, no matter what, it will come to life. Why? Because it's universal law. So whether you think that you can attract that love or whether you think that what I'm saying to you is fugazi and that's not possible for you, you are right. No matter which side you think on, you are absolutely correct. If you don't think that you can have that love, you won't. If you believe that you can, you will. And that's just that. And people who actually fail at certain things like this, what do? When you're fierce and you're really, really strong-minded and you're headed for something that you're trying to manifest, what ends up happening is when it doesn't work, they get up and they keep going and you keep at it because that's how you keep the momentum going. That's how you keep the vibration flowing. And everything is energy. Everything is vibration. And as we know, love is the highest vibration. And that is the state of being that we have to be in when we are trying to actually manifest, whether it be love, whether it be wealth, whether it be health, whatever it is. Like, we have to be in that vibration. Okay. So it doesn't mean that you'll bulldoze your way into some awesome fantasy relationship. But what it means is that you're going to set your sight on the goal and you're going to commit to yourself to moving towards it no matter what, to moving towards someone who's going to be a great fit for you. And just remember, everybody won't be a great fit. Sometimes people will be a great fit for that moment, but don't judge it. Don't judge if it's for that moment because it could be 3 years, it could be 6 years, it could be 10 years, but maybe that person could have been the setup to build you up for the person who you will spend the rest of your life with. So don't judge it. Don't judge it. When you're committed to your own evolution, it's going to happen and you will find the love of your life. Number 2, be whatever you want to create more of. Be whatever you want to create more of. So if you want a woman who has a humble spirit, then you need to be a man that has a humble spirit. If you want a man that respects you, then you need to be a woman that respects herself. So you understand how this works. The way that this works with universal law is the more of what you want that you be, then you will be able to call more of that to you, because you are already being what it is that you wish to create. And that's the way that it works. So one of the core concepts of manifesting is that you have to feel what you want to create before it arrives. So here's why it's so important when it comes to romantic love. Like, I know this might seem like wishful thinking, but with anything that we see, whether it's the iPhone that you're holding, whether it's the computer that you're looking at, whether it's this mouse pad that I have over here, it was all in the imagination first. Whoever was the designer of whatever it was that we're operating with, that we've created, that we're holding on to, whether it's the phone, the computer, the floor, the carpet, it was first a vision in their mind. They saw this thing to be real in their head first. And because they saw this vision to be real in their head first, it began to create a momentum, and it began to create energy around it. And then all the necessary components to make the car come to life, to make the telephone come to life, to make the light bulb come to life, all the necessary components that was needed began to show up. The right people to make it come to life began to show up. And that is how it manifested. It manifested as an energetic vibration first. So this telephone did not originally exist. It was all molecules, energy. Understand what I'm saying? So the same thing happens when it comes to love. You have to see yourself with that person. See yourself. What does it feel like to be in a relationship with somebody who truly loves you unconditionally, who loves the fact that you're just this happy-go-lucky person, who loves the fact that, who allows you to be yourself, who doesn't try to put you in a box to where when you're out with your friends, you know, you can be one way, but then when you're around her or you're around him, you got to change the way that you are because you're afraid of what that person's going to say or how they're going to feel. The person that you attract, when you're putting together this ideal person that you want to attract, you need to put in there that you want the person to love you for you. You want the person to love your craziness, to love your unique qualities, to love the fact that you're a free spirit, to love, and you also want to add in that this person is very secure, you know, because one thing sometimes when we're manifesting, we talk about the outside part of what we want in this person, but we don't really talk about their heart. What kind of heart did they come with? You know, did they grow up with both of their parents? Do they even know anything about love? You get what I'm saying? Like, you know, did they grow up where their parents abused them to where they don't even believe that true love exists? Like, you don't want to attract somebody like that, because you could say that you want all this other stuff on the outside, and the outside picture of who you say you want will show up, but on the inside they're hurt, they're damaged, they're not able to forgive, they have all of this different junk going on inside of them, but that's not what you asked for. I mean, but you weren't specific about that area. You get what I'm saying? You weren't specific about that area of that mate that you were trying to attract into your life. So you want to be specific as possible, guys. I'm telling you, write this stuff down. Write down my ideal mate, my ideal love of my life, loves me for me. The ideal love of my life enjoys the fact that I'm a free spirit. The ideal love of my life allows me to be myself. The ideal love of my life is financially stable. The ideal love of my life is a generous giver. But you too have to be that. You understand what I'm saying? You too have to be a generous giver. You too have to be a compassionate person. You too have to say that you want somebody else who's also. When you guys are together, the love is so magnetic that you're just so into each other that no matter where you go, people admire you two as a couple because the love is just there and you guys are both just free and there's no drama. That's not to say that you guys won't have disagreements or that there won't be maybe arguments and stuff like that. But when the love is genuine, an argument is like this long, that's this long, because argument, and you understand that the two of you will not always agree on everything, and that's okay. You will never always agree on every single thing that your mate does, because you grew up differently. You don't know how that person grew up, what happened in their household. Did they watch their parents beat up on each other, or did they watch their parents love all over each other and they've been married for 40 years? You understand what I'm saying? So it may not always be cookies and cream 100% of the time, but if you guys are on the same path and you're equally yoked and you're aligned, the things that irritate you and the things that irritate her will be so minute that you can just let it go like that. If you're in a relationship and you guys are just holding on to all of this stuff, it's not going to work. It's going to fall apart because it's too much dissonance. It's too much disconnect. So when you're manifesting the love of your life, just make sure that you are that person that you wish to manifest. If you're unforgiving and you're unloving, you're going to attract somebody who's going to be unforgiving and unloving, and y'all going to have a lot of chaos in your relationship. So just make sure that you put out there what you really, really want. Hey, Zulu. Okay, so Zulu says that he has a trust factor with women. He said he's been through a lot with women, or they call themselves women, and then and not trying to live in the past. That's what it is with me, TK. Okay, Zulu. So let's address that. The first thing you have to do is you have to let that go. That is just a story that you've been telling yourself. And trust and believe that you've been telling yourself this story because you might have experienced it a few times. But what happened with you is the first time that you experienced it and it really hit your heart, you adopted the belief that you really couldn't trust. So what ends up happening to you was you end up attracting other women who were attracted to you, but because your heart still had that barrier around it, it only allowed the woman in but so much. Like, it might have allowed her halfway into your heart, and then the moment that you felt like things were getting too close, maybe you started to get scared, and then you start to back away a little bit. And so if you start to back away, then it's going to cause friction, and then maybe she's going to start to back away because she's not really understanding what's happening with you. But what you feel, you make real. So if your energy is a bit jacked up when it comes to women because of the things that women have done to you, then you're only going to attract more women who are going to appear to be fabulous, like you said in your message, on the outside. But then the more that you with them, you notice that they're bitter, busted, and disgusted, because more than likely what happened to you in your relationship with whatever women also probably happened to them with whatever men. You understand what I'm saying? So when it's a case like that, you have to really, really go deeper within yourself so that you can let that go. If you keep thinking about what happened in your past relationships, what you resist persists. So if you consistently trying to resist attracting a woman who's not like the others, you're going to get another woman who is exactly like the women from your past. It's universal law. There's no way around it. If you don't let go of what, I understand that it's hard. I don't like to use the word hard. I understand that it's challenging to try to love again after being burned. I get it. But until you burn the bridge to that story, you will just continue to attract more women who will burn bridges with you. So I hope that helps you on that question. Now, let's hop back into what I was saying. So I want to say this. The purpose of a relationship is not to fill the holes of what's missing in your life. Okay. That is so important. I need you to know that. The purpose of a relationship is not to fill the holes of what's missing in your life. This mentality will only lead to dependence and disappointment. And then you end up in a codependent relationship, which is unhealthy. It's not healthy, okay, for you to even be in relationships like that. So the purpose of a relationship is to share your life with another person. It's to learn about yourself and to learn about others and to grow. And to grow even more than you could have grown on your own being by yourself. That is the purpose of a relationship. Now, this will only happen in a satisfying way if you feel whole and happy before your partner arrives. You must feel whole and happy before your partner arrives. Because if you're still broken when the new person arrives and you haven't really stepped into healing yourself a bit, then like I said earlier in Zulu's question as to what he's feeling and how to get past that bridge, you're just going to attract somebody who may not be totally healed from their stuff. And then they may not be able to give you the love that you're really looking for. Or maybe they'll give it to you and then you'll end up holding on to the love that they gave you. But then when they pull apart from you, you're not, because still holding on to this brokenness, and that vibration is still in the atmosphere. You're still being victimized by what happened to you before, and you have to come out of the victimhood, the victim mentality. It cannot serve you. It will not serve you, and it does not serve you. Whatever it was, it was. You have to grow through it. It's just like when you plant a seed. When you plant a seed in the dirt is hard. The dirt is hard. You plant the seed, you put it there, or either the dirt covers up the seed. But what does it do? As that plant is growing and growing, just like your relationship, as it is growing and growing, it pushes through. It pushes through the dirt. It pushes through the grind, and it continues to sprout up. Even though it was tough to get through it, it got through it, right? So it's the same thing for you when it comes to love. You have to choose that you're going to get through it. Like, it's not the end of the world. You take the lesson as your blessing. You learn what it was that you could learn from that particular lesson. And then you know how to treat yourself better, or how to treat the next person that comes along better than you treated the last one. And if you were the person who were burnt, because it happens to men and it happens to women, and if you were the person who were burnt, then you still got to take the lesson as your blessing, because this person taught you better how to love yourself. Because sometimes we could be so dependent on somebody else loving us to make us feel whole and complete. And that's not the purpose of a relationship. You should be whole and complete already. And then when that person comes in, they complement your wholeness. They complement your completeness. But you should never be relying on somebody else to make you feel whole and make you feel complete. Okay? So you want to be the person that you want before the relationship exists. And also you want to make sure that you're preparing yourself for a great relationship. Okay, so don't have no fears and all that other stuff going on inside of you. You want to prepare yourself for a good relationship and for a great life with the person that shows up. You know what I mean? So that you can have the relationship that you desire. Manifestation tip number 3. You're going to get clear on the type of partner that you want to be with. Now, I know I mentioned this earlier in the live before I started going through the 5 keys here. I know this sounds so obvious, but many of us do not do this step. We do not get clear on the person that you want to manifest, the person that you want to be with. You're not totally clear. You just meet somebody, and then maybe y'all spend some time together. Maybe he takes you out to dinner. You feel like you look into his eyes and you feel like he's cute. And then you go home and you say, call your girlfriend, "Ooh, my boo, that's my baby." And then you find out that he has somebody else and he's dating other people. If that's not what you want, you need to be clear that the person that shows up for me is available for me and me only. This person is fully available to be in a relationship, because some people get into relationships with men or women who are not really emotionally available. Maybe the person works too much, so they want to be in a relationship, they want to have love, but their focus is their career, not really love. Or maybe the person, let's say they don't work too much. Let's just say the person been through a breakup and they're still trying to heal from the breakup, but they love the attention of you as the woman, or whatever. They just want to be in the company of a good woman, or just a woman, period. And at that particular time, you were it. You were the person at that time that was available to fill the spot that he desired, that he just wanted to be around women. It doesn't mean that he wants to marry you because to dinner. You just met this person. You have to get to know the person. This is why I'm telling you, when it comes to manifesting the love that you want in your life, you have to be clear on the partner that you want to manifest. Who do you want to be with? What do you want the relationship to feel like? Do you want it to be fun? Do you want it to be a lot of honesty? Do you want you guys to do things together, be posted everywhere? Do you want people to admire your relationship? Like, how do you want it to be? What does it feel like when people say you guys look great together? And you can feel good about it when people say y'all look great together, because y'all feel great when y'all together. So it's genuine, rather than being in a relationship with somebody and then people saying, oh, you guys look great together, blah, 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 but you really can't stand your partner. And maybe you guys do look great together. And maybe that's what you manifested. Somebody who compliments you on your side, a foxy little woman who fits the description, but maybe her heart is not right. Maybe his heart is not right. So you want to be specific. What do you want the relationship to feel like? The answer to these questions will give you a good idea of who you are looking for. And this is helpful. This is very helpful when you're seeking love, because when the other ones show up that don't have the criteria of what you say you want, it will be so easy to dismiss them, because you'll know, like, this is not what I want. And you'll be able to move on. Right. Number 4, to manifesting the love that you want. I think this should have been number 1. You need to love yourself. Hey, Tanisha. What's going on, girl? Thank you guys so much. Please share this live. I know it's late, but it's all good. It's 1:17 in New Jersey, but I talk to a lot of people and coaches that are overseas, and it's only like 3 o'clock in the afternoon for them. So just share this live. Trust me, there's some night owls up just like us. Share this live. All right. So number 4, love yourself. The key to manifesting the love that you desire is by loving you. Stop expecting other people to love you the way that you need to love you. Other people are not responsible for how you love yourself. You are responsible for how you love you. And that's the honest to God truth, guys. If you don't love yourself, how can you expect somebody else to love you more than you love you? It doesn't work that way. You have to be in love with you. Now, I'm not saying make it be all about you to where you act like you're just too hossidity to even pay attention to the relationship that you're in, or whatever the case may be. I'm just saying that you gotta love yourself, because when you love yourself, you're gonna attract somebody else that loves themselves, so that when you guys love on each other, it's like, it's just gloryful. I guess that's the word. It feels really, really good. So this is the number 1 thing that you can do to manifest love into your life. And this is usually the hardest step for people to take, okay? So in theory, I know that you understand that you're supposed to love yourself. But what does that actually mean? So I want you to do this exercise with me real quick. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to take a few deep breaths, and I want you to bring your attention to your heart. Just feel your heart, hear your heartbeat, go inside. And as you breathe, I want you to feel your breath going in and out of your chest into your heart center. Now, as you close your eyes, I want you to see if you can feel that there is love and that there's fullness there. Can you feel that peace of just breathing and going inside into your heart and just getting out of your head and into your heart? Right in this moment. Don't think about anything else. Don't think about your bills. Don't think about what happened, who did what, who said what. Take all of that out of your head. I want you to become present in the present moment. And you're going to feel like this faint sense of connection. And if you answered yes, even if you felt it just a little bit, you found self-love. Because that self-love is internal. It's an internal peace. Thank you, Zulu, for coming back. Zulu, I'm gonna get back to your statement that you put here in just a moment. Give me just a second here. I'm trying to pull it. Okay. So if you felt that inner peace that I was just sharing with you, and you connected to that, that is self-love. That is you actually being able to feel you, to feel your inner power, to feel your heart center, to feel the true essence are, okay? And self-love is simply feeling the essence of love that lives within you. I'm talking about real unconditional love, not outside love, needing other people to do things in order for you to feel love. I'm talking about going within you. It's a resource that's within all of us, and it's just waiting to be tapped into. And because most of us haven't been taught to tap into that part of ourselves, we disconnect from it, and that's why we end up connecting to relationships that lack the true essence that we're looking for. But when you align with your true self, when you align with the essence of self, you will begin to attract a mate who's in alignment with you, that loves themselves, and also understands that true love comes from within, not from the outside. So by feeling more self-love, you connect to the most potent attraction force that there is. And that is love from the inside out. All right. And number 5. This is the last one. This is the last one. Hey. And then I'm going to go into some of y'all questions. Okay. Number 5 is relax, trust, and enjoy this awesome life. Relax, trust, and enjoy this awesome life. Oh my God. Guys, if you step into it now, I can guarantee you that it will show up for you later. I'm not saying you're going to go to sleep and tomorrow you're going to meet the man or the woman of your dreams. But if you keep putting out the energy of that perfect life, not even perfect, but an awesome life. I'm not going to say perfect, but this awesome life around your relationship has now showed up. And you go about your daily life feeling happy, being happy, whether that person is there or not, you are going to become an attraction magnet, because people are going to be able to sense and feel this magnetic love about you. I get it all the time. I get it from women and I get it from men. They always say, you have such a sweet spirit. I love your spirit. Why? Because I do my best to always be in my essence. I do my best, so no matter what's going on around me or how other people are feeling, to the left of me, to the right of me, to the front of me, or in the back of me, I do everything that I possibly can to stay in alignment with my own energy. And people can see that. They feel that. They feel that essence. When they're around me, they want to talk to me. People that never met me before, they just want to know, who is this woman? Who is this girl? Like, like you're such a powerful force. And it's not even like I'm trying. I'm not trying to be anything. I'm just theoretically and technically being who I am, which is my true essence. And when you do that and you just relax and you trust and you enjoy your awesome life from the inside out, you become an attraction magnet. And sometimes you might end up with too many options and you won't even know who to choose. But this isn't about attracting 10,000 people and trying to figure out who's the right person for you. This is really about you just choosing to be here now in the present moment and having a great time. Really, you are already great. And while your life might not have all the things that you want in it right now at this moment, if you're committed to working toward change, trust me, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I have been through many, many different things in my life. I have experienced a lot of different trials and tribulations and attacks and all of that. But through all of that stuff, when I tell you guys, I was titanium. It was like anything that you would shoot against me just ricochets off me. And sometimes people are like, oh, you're heartless. Oh, you're such a guy. Like as if all guys are heartless. I don't believe that lie. That's a story. Men are not heartless beings. Men have hearts. However, sometimes the pain that they feel makes them cover their hearts. I just want to put that out there to the ladies. And just in general saying that being true to you, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not going to always have everything that you want happening in your life all the time. But if you still choose to remain happy and you choose to be happy no matter what, then what ends up happening is you attract more happier situations to show up. Maybe you get an invitation to a gathering where there's some fabulous entrepreneurial people who are wealthy mindsets, positive mindsets, and maybe the love of your life ends up being there. The person who you're really supposed to be with will end up being at this event. You don't know. So if the main thing that you can do is just be your true self, be your essence, be your happy self. Enjoy your life. Because it is awesome no matter what's going on around you. It's just how you choose to project it. Life is perception. How are you perceiving your life? How are you perceiving the people around you? When I look at the people around me, I see them all as love and light. I see everybody around me as their essence. And even when people are around me that get on my nerves, some of my family members or whatever the case may be, or some of the people that are closest to me, even some of my friends that might be a little on the negative side, regardless, I still see them in their essence and I hold them in the quantum field and I hold them in the highest vibration and I won't allow them to be negative with me. You know why? Because that's not who I am. So if I allow you to impose your fears on me, then I'm not loving myself. This isn't about if you fear in your own way and you feel like your life is jacked up and you feel like people are against you or whatever, that's you are calling more of that into your own life. I will not allow people to impose that on my life. If you feel like your chips is falling down, my life hasn't always been perfect, but I don't feel like the chips are falling down. I feel like the chips is building me up. So when the bricks start coming, I take them bricks and I stack them up and I build. I don't let it knock me down. And now I'm just looking at the bricks all over the ground. The bricks are going to be there. The bricks will be thrown. But at the end of the day, it's will you still stand? Are you going to still stand regardless to the bricks that's being thrown at you? You understand what I'm saying? Nobody has power over you more than the power that you have of yourself. And the only person who got the ultimate power of you is the Most High God. But when it comes to your decisions and your mindset, you have to set your mindset as to how you're going to react or how you're going to respond, regardless to what other people are saying, feeling, thinking, or whatever the case about you. I do not allow other people to impose their beliefs on me or their feelings and emotions on me. I will cut you off like PSCNG. because I love myself enough to honor myself enough to say, this is that person's emotions. They don't belong to me. If I start responding and reacting to their emotions, now I just took on their garbage, which is stuff that they've been dealing with from their past memories, or their past hurts, and their fears, and all of that stuff. Life is awesome. Even in the midst of your fears, life is still awesome. Even in the midst of your failures, life is still awesome. It's still awesome. It's all in how you project it. You can look around you and you take the lessons as your blessing. Step out sometimes. Be the observer of what's happening. Rather than jumping into it, just observe it. Be on the outside looking in. Step out of that spiral that's going down and hop into the vortex that's taking to the vortex, and you keep your energy high. What's going to end up happening, if your vibration is so high, they will stop their nonsense, and then they will kind of grab onto your vibe, and then you will end up pulling them up. Maybe they may not get as high as you are in vibration right away, but they will still grab a hold to your energy in some way, and they will let it go, because they're going to see that their higher self is going to see. It may not even be their own physical fleshy self, but their higher self is going to identify that you're operating from your higher self. And so those two higher selves are going to identify with each other, and then it simmers down, and then the happiness returns, because you don't have to stay in that mess. All right. So, you're going to claim your truth. What is your truth? What is it that you decide what's going to be true for you? I'm in a relationship that is loving, that is fulfilling, that is exciting, that is optimistic, that keeps me up all night and smiling in my sleep. I wake up happy. I go to sleep feeling good. You understand what I mean? That's what you want. So if that's what you want, then that's the energetic vibration that you have to put out. And even if conflict arises, because you have to understand that whenever you're trying to shift, the negative energy does show up. But when it's showing up, it's not showing up for you to beat yourself up about it, or for you to beat up the other person or beat on the other person. It's showing up so that you can notice it and release it. Step out of that energy. Step out of that spiraling down energy. Be the observer of what's happening, of whatever took place. Watch it and say, all right, and look at it as just an experience. Hop back into the vortex and take it back up. Go back into your heart and find that inner peace, regardless to what's going on around you. So I would like to know, comments below. I want you to tell you guys some true jewels just now. And I want to know, what steps are you actually going to take? What are you going to do to begin attracting true love into your life? What adjustments are you going to take to attract more love to you? Who are you going to become to attract more love to you? So let's go. I have Zulu says, even though I'm from Jamaica, I feel like I don't want to date America. Go of mental slavery in the past. All right. So I totally feel you on that, Zulu. I totally feel you on that. But it doesn't even have to be an American woman or a Jamaican woman, Haitian woman, Zimbabwean woman. It could be a Puerto Rican woman, Dominican woman, a Pakistani woman. Everybody has beliefs and old paradigms of thinking that they've been programmed to hold on to. So because they are still in a state of consciousness, they can never be what you feel that they should be. The thing is if you're still surrounding yourself in those type of facilities where those type of women are, those are the women that are going to show up. So if you're still doing like the bar scene or the club scene or events where there are people who think on lower levels, that's what you're going to attract. It's law. So if you want to see something different, then you're going to have to start being in places where there are women who are high thinkers, who don't think with those lower mentalities. But if you continue to be in locations and places where those type of women are, and that's where they hang out, and you're expecting to attract a woman that's different, it's not going to happen. So I hope that answers your question. Mine's up, everybody. I hope that this live has been a blessing to you. I am about 3 minutes over the time of my live, but that's okay because we had some little functional stuff in the beginning. But at the end of the day, I am grateful and I'm thankful for you. I am so happy that you chose to tune in with me tonight. Please share this live. I'm pretty confident that there's some amazing information on this live that you will be able to help somebody else understand who they are and how to be loved so that they can attract the true love that they desire to have. And with that being said, one love, remember, you are a part of the all that is. It is consciousness. Line up with what it is that you want, and what you want will line up for you. Deuces. Thank you, Zulu. I appreciate that. Gosh, I see I missed a whole lot of messages. That's what I be talking about. Sometimes this thing doesn't show me everything. I understand. Tim says that most people would like to love someone, but they don't want to get hurt. So they will put up a front, and they may even sabotage their relationship on purpose or even unknowingly. That's so true. That's so true. All right, guys. Well, thank you and good night. I love you. I love you. I love you. Have a wonderful evening. And I'll try to come back on tomorrow. Q&A with TK. Deuces. Thank you. Thank you, Ronald.